and welcome back to my YouTube channel, you all. So let's catch up on learning with Sai again. Today we are going to learn about operating system, the computer software. What exactly is operating system? So operating system is like a system software that will act as a mediator or an intermediary between the user of the computer, that is us, and the computer hardware. So why exactly do we need an operating system? Firstly, to make the computer system convenient to use, it hides the difficulty in managing the hardware. Nextly, to use the computer hardware in an efficient manner, operating system plays a major role. Also, to provide an environment in which the user can easily interface with the computer. That is, the user can interact with the computer using the OS without any problems. So this is how exactly the computer system software looks like. It is the operating system, which is the main part. It is going to have the application programs, that is the program we are going to give to the computer, or the commands. The users, that is us. So these programs are basically given by us, right? So those are interconnected. And then we have the computer hardware. So when we go in order, it is like the computer hardware in the beginning. So the hardware will be connected to the operating system, and the operating system in turn will run on the application programs which are given by the users, that is us again. So let's get into how the computer system architecture works. So this is roughly categorized based on the number of general processors used. So based on how many processors are used, the computer system architecture is divided into two types. The single processor systems, as the name says, only one processor is going to be used, and the multi-processor systems in which the processor numbers are more than one. So let's get into knowing the advantages of multi-processor system. The first one is increase through output. The second one is the economy of scale. And the third one is increased reliability. So we don't have to rely on any other external software if we have multi-processor system, that is through our OS in our computer hardware. Next, we move on to the types of multiprocessor systems. So there are two types basically. The first one is the asymmetric multiprocessor, and the second one is the symmetric multiprocessor. Moving on to clustered systems. So clustered systems are two or more individual systems which are connected together. So as we know, the word cluster means a group of something. So here the clustered systems means a group of systems, individuals or group, which are connected together through a network or through a similar software. The clustering will provide high availability of resources. That is, if one of the system doesn't have a resources, but when we are connected in a group or in a cluster, if one of them doesn't have the software required, the other will be having it. So there is high availability of resources and there are more options as such. The service will continue even if one or more systems in the cluster will fail. So let's just imagine a spider web, and there's a cluster of systems which are connected like a spider web. If one of them fail to work, the others still are going to be functioning as usual. So in system clustering, there are two types. First one is the symmetric clustering, and the second one is the asymmetric clustering. In the symmetric clustering, one system is in the hot standby mode while the others are going to be running through the applications. But in the asymmetric clustering, two or more systems are going to be running through the applications and are monitoring each other. So in asymmetric clustering, what happens is the two or more systems which are running through the applications are going to be taking care of each other. They will be depending on each other's programming efficiency. But in the symmetric clustering, it is the individuality that matters. So the next one is multiprogramming. One of the most important aspects of operating system is the ability to multiprogram. That is, to program a lot of operations at the same time. A single user cannot keep either the CPU or the input or output devices busy all the times. So multiprogramming increases the CPU utilization by organizing more jobs. That is, by multiprogramming, the CPU can be given more than one job at a time and all of them will be running simultaneously. So organizing the job that the CPU will have to execute together or simultaneously is called as multiprogramming. It involves more than one task at a time. A multiprocessor system is a computer system having two or more CPUs within a single computer system, each sharing main memory and peripherals. So when you talk about multiprocessor system, it is a computer system. It is a single computer system. But this computer will be having more than two CPUs or two or more CPUs which are going to be working as single computers. So each CPU is going to be working as a single computer with each having its own main memory. Here the multiprogramming can be easy because each of the CPU can carry out different tasks at the same time. Next comes the dual mode operation. Since the operating system and the user programs share the hardware and software interconnection, it has to be made sure that the error in the user program will not cause any error or problem to the other programs running through the operating system. So dual mode operation has to be approached. So what happens is the system can be assumed to be worked in two separate modes of operation. One is the user mode, that is when the user is going to give the input, that is us, we are going to give a command to the computer. The second one is a kernel mode, which is also called as supervisor, system or privileged mode. So this kernel mode is totally going to be handled by the operating system, so that when in the user mode, when we give a command to the system, this kernel mode takes care that the error in our user command does not cause any problem to the system. That's all for today, my friends. Let's meet up with more such information. Thank you all.